This time I'm gonna go crazy. I'm gonna be so crazy you won't know what hit you.
Right.
That's right. Yeah, look at that, see? Behind you. Behind you. Whoa, here I come again. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, you don't even know what's going on.
Vomit Crabs is a delightfully titled title. And it's a competitive game, and it's obviously, really kind of, it's a really raw indie kind of thing which you got to fit you. And I saw it on Twitter sometime. It just looked kind of mad. Two crabs trying to kill each other, I guess, or cake each other in vomit.
Yeah, I think so.
You just shooting all the time. It's just very messy. And the things are, the movement is a bit awkward. If you go left and right, you kind of rotate. So you're changing where you're shooting as you move left and right. Although you can move up and down, okay. If you hit any boundary, you'll just suddenly jump. It's like instant teleport. Now, the idea was, I was hoping this would be complete madness. But it didn't end up as mad as I was expecting.
Yeah, look at that.
I think if you have more crabs, Crabmageddon is the full player option. I think that would have been crazy.
That would have been crazy.
There were a few moments where we just like,
okay,
just try
I see where you are.
Yeah.
I'm going to try and bounce these globs of puke off of this barrier, But the controls I found, I think that for the whole first game, I just didn't know what I was doing with the movement. I was like, oh, this is tank controls. This is tank controls. And it totally isn't tank controls. But at the same time, I mean, it is just directional, but it's the way that your crab kind of spins when you move left and right, and when you move up and down, it just walks.
Yeah.
And you were by far the best at this.
Yeah, even when you picked it up. I hadn't played it that much. I mean, and when I did play it, it was like months ago, so it's not like I had really much memory. I just remember the controls being weird.
Look at this! What's going on?
Yeah. I still don't quite know the utility of the shield.
Crab shield!
Crab shield.
Crab shield.
Yeah, crab shield.
Sorry, I love that.
Yeah, I don't know what the point was that, because there was a few times where I was just stood in front of you with crab shield out, and I still just exploded.
I don't think it's perfect. I think that the crab shield is kind of, it's a bit like holding a paper to vomit being hurled at you.
Eventually the paper gets wet.
I think somebody will get through. So that's not a very good metaphor at all.
Oh, you got me!
Randomness wins.
Randomness.
But yeah, I think also, I was also trying to angle. I think if you go really close, you can shoot through it, because it's like here in front of your face, right? So
right, that might have explained it, because I think I did die when I was right next to you, when I was like, oh god, I'm too close. Crab shield.
I'm not sure of the point of the crab shield too much, because when it's held up, you can't really shoot. I suppose you can move. It's you can. But it's very dangerous. But it's very dangerous to move.
Unless you're moving up and down, where you don't actually turn, because you could do that sort of thing. The moment you try moving left and right, the shield does that or that. And
so I'm going to move out the way. Oh no, I've just shown you my rear.
Yeah, exactly. And then the jumping, I never quite understood.
Oh, I love that.
Was that just random, or did it actually propel you in a direction?
I think there's probably some. I think it's. I don't think it's random, but I think because it's very, very sensitive to where you touch, it feels random. So I think if you were to touch exactly the same way every time, I think you'd end up in the same place. But when I felt like our game was a bit too genteel, I would just start hitting the wall. Like, fine, I'm just like, mix this up. You're supposed to be just fooling around, not standing there trying to aim properly.
Yeah, which is what I was doing. There was a few rounds where you just decided, no, you know what, I'm just going to spin round and, fire puke everywhere.
I did do that.
And I'm like, oh, look at this clown. You were hurting quite bad at that point as well. There was sort of like your crab was kind of boiling with vomit all over it. And I'm
boiling with vomit. That is not.
It's an animation term. It's an animation term. Boiling. Oh no! I'm covered in vom. And yeah, you were firing globs everywhere, and I'm like just sort of tucked behind this barrier, thinking, yeah, I'll just fire a few off at him, and I'll finish him off. Slowly but surely, these globs were hitting me, and it was like it just sort of chipped away at my health to the point where I was like, yeah, I'm in the same shoes as him now, and crab shoes.
My bomb is bigger on this level.
Is that right? And as in real life, huh?
My bomb is bigger than yours, Joel.
I think all the kind of stuff around it. I mean, it's a bit flashy and messy, and that's fine. I love that. Whether all the kind of like, you know, the Mad Libs and stuff like that is great or not, I don't know. I've seen that stuff so much these days. So where you just throw words together, like it's funny because it's random, you know.
Yeah. I like the fact that was. It looked like part of the interface that you couldn't go onto, and then you'd bump into a barrier, and it would teleport you onto the interface.
Oh, down the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't realise you could
move
go
down
on top of the scoring section. Well, I don't even know those numbers. I think those numbers are random. At the sites. I don't think
yeah,
they
like
meant
the
anything.
ratios. Yeah, because I kept looking, I'm like, oh, am I doing really well or
why
really bad or what?
Why are there so many numbers?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that was something you could. That's definitely a party game. It doesn't matter if you do good or bad in that.
I'm not sure. For me, it just seemed a little bit too, I don't know, messy, but not in a enjoyable way.
Yeah, I think it would be nice to see with more players and to ratchet up the chaos.
I think ultimately that's what you'd have to try and do, to try and get the most out of it. 'Cause 1 versus 1 is quite, I don't know, dull. I don't want to say dull, but you know, maybe a bit dull. Because you're just looking at one person, but with an extra person, there's going to be a hell of a lot more, and with a third and fourth person, it's just going to be nuts, I think. So
there you go, vomit crabs.
Look at that! You still suck at Rocket League, though. No, that was cheap.